Good morning. Do we have any visitors this morning? No visitors or just shy? Okay. Well, good morning to you all. In the scripture today, John says that he is coming to announce the coming of the light. When we gather here during Advent, for the last several weeks, the lights have been dim. And perhaps you thought we weren't paying the bill or we were conserving energy. But the purpose was to articulate in a nonverbal way what it is that we do in the season of Advent. And that which we do is we prepare to pierce the darkness of our lives, to pierce the darkness of society with the light of Christ. And so, environmentally, we attempt to show that we live in darkness, but Christ will come. He is the light of the world, and He will dispel the darkness. Now, there's two kinds of darkness. There's personal darkness, which we call sin, and there's corporate or societal darkness, which we also call sin. But they're taken in two different ways. In the first reading today from the book of Isaiah, Isaiah is writing to the Hebrew people. And when he writes this, the Hebrew people have managed to once again get themselves enslaved. This time they're in Babylon. And leading up to the Babylonian invasion, their prophets had told them to lean on God. Their prophets had told them to stay with God, to focus on God, and God will save you. But they didn't believe. And so they made alliances with Egypt and with other countries, and the alliances didn't help them. And the Babylonians came in and not only took them slaves, but burned Jerusalem, burned the very center of their faith, and destroyed their nation and took them away into captivity. So they weren't happy campers. And they were sitting around in Babylon being the slaves to another nation. And Isaiah writes to them and says, God's still going to deliver you. No matter how many times you screw it up, God's going to still deliver you. And he was building up their hope. And eventually, of course, they moved from captivity again and went back to their native land. So corporately, we sometimes go in the wrong direction. As a society, we go in the wrong direction. And Christ stands as a symbol for us as a nation, as a people, to come back to the light, to move out of our darkness, and to once again trust our God. Individually, all of us also have a darkness. How many of us, after all these years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, go to confession and find ourselves confessing exactly what we confessed when we were 16? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I'm 63. I disobeyed my mother. Am I right? That we don't get new sins. The fact is that whatever our weakness is what our weakness is. And it's that we have to struggle with, lessen its impact in our lives, move it out and move God in. But it's a lifelong struggle. It's the Garden of Eden. We never leave the Garden of Eden. We're always being torn between the good and the evil. And so there's a personal darkness in each one of us. Some of us gossip. Some of us steal. Some of us are dishonest. Some of us are lazy. Some of us are gluttons. Some of us drink too much. Some of us drive too fast. Some of us have no patience, especially for those with whom we live. And that's a constant struggle. And in struggling, we move from the darkness of our personal sin to the light of Christ. And so the season of Advent is about this movement. The season of Advent is about what we do personally to move from the darkness of our personal sin into the light of Christ. The dawning of Christmas isn't about gifts. The dawning of Christmas is not about decorations and food. The dawning of Christmas is about a spiritual movement in my own personal life from the darkness of my sin to the light of Christ. And that's why we celebrate. We get it backwards. Somehow we think that because it's Christmas, we should all celebrate. We should give gifts based on how much spiritual movement there's been in a person's life. There wouldn't be a lot of gifts sometimes. So today, as you and I pray on this third Sunday of Advent, 3 weeks already gone, has there been any spiritual movement in your own life? Has there been any sense that I live in darkness? Any sense that I could be more fulfilled? Any sense that I could be more complete? Any sense that I could make more room in my life for the light, which is Christ? Do you find yourself bound by that sin? Everyone in here has something they're struggling with. Everyone in here knows that there's someone that they should call. There's someone they should visit. Everyone in here knows that there's some act of goodness that they themselves need to do but haven't. Everyone in here knows that they should stop drinking or stop smoking or stop overeating. Everyone in here knows that there's something in their life that they've never gotten around to. Round to it, you know what those are? You know what round to it's are? Things that never quite get around to. How many round to it's do you have in your life? And that's what Advent is all about. Learning how to control our tongue. Learning how to look for the goodness in people and not the evil. Learning how to bring light to other people's lives by the way we live and speak and act. Learning how to be light to people who live in darkness. And we do that by moving out of the darkness of the cave of our own sinfulness out into the light of Christ's presence and His life. And so, Advent, it's about preparing our hearts. It's about getting our sunglasses ready so when the light comes, we won't be blinded, but we will be rejoicing. We'll be welcoming the light. We will be welcoming Christ and making room for Him in our hearts. What has your Advent been like? Noisy? Impatient? Frenetic? Or has it been a time of prayer, a time of calm, a time of self-reflection, a time when we do inventory, a time when we look at our own lives and figure out how we can bring light to the dark spaces of our life?